comment right now. I guess you can either put it in the chat or you can unmute your, as Scott has described, you can hit *6 and actually speak to me. This is a permitted action. You have my permission to speak to me. So if anyone wants to do that or ask a question, please do it. On my very smart computer telephone, it says 10:52, which is California time, which means it's about 1:52. And I have a few more minutes if anyone has a question. Next, I just want to remind you, next Monday, same time, we will do the second of the 3 lectures and go into some technical material. And then the following Monday, we'll have the 3rd lecture on some environmental and ridership.
Now, this is Pasi Lautala from Michigan Tech. Let me jump in for a second while I see a couple of people are typing up questions. But just to follow up Stan's, as he mentioned, the next 2 lectures, next 2 Mondays, there's also all the quizzes and some supplementary materials that are offered in the website that you can go and you can review. And I see one of the questions missing beginning of the lecture due to technical issues. Yes, we did record the lecture and we will be posting it. It's going to take a little while probably until we get it posted. I need to talk to Chris. Can we get it this week or probably next week? Yeah. We might try for this week to get it posted if somebody wants to review it. But just to add a couple of more things, for those who are looking to get personal development hours from this class, the expectation is that you will be on all 3 lectures online, but you also complete the quizzes and you complete the post-course survey. And once you do all these things, you should be able to access automatically your PDH form, and you can, as you know, you can print that out and fill it up as needed.
Okay, Pasi, can I answer? I have a question about the Desert Express. And this was a private funded idea from basically Barstow to Las Vegas. They decided that they would attempt to secure a $3 billion federal loan, and it's called a RIF loan. And they made the application for the loan. The Federal Railroad Administration then hired an independent contractor to review the application and kind of make a comment as to the reasonableness of the application and the potential for the money to be paid back. Recently, just a few weeks ago, the Federal Railroad Administration stopped considering the loan application and announced that it would no longer consider it. And as an excuse, it described a significant Buy America problem. The sponsor then announced that they would continue to work on the project and not abandon it, and that's its current status. My personal take on it was that it was a kind of hard to accept the ridership predictions based on the fact that you would have to drive so far out of LA to get on the train. And one, I guess, just to be flip, if you're in your car that long, just keep going and you're in Las Vegas. So I had some skepticism about their ridership numbers. There was talk about extending it so that the terminal would be at a place where they could transfer to Metrolink service, and that made a lot of sense, and that became a systemic response to how the system would work. You would take Metrolink to the Desert Express or the West Express, and then get onto Las Vegas. At the moment, the project is kind of not in the public view as the private sponsors try to figure out what to do next. Matt asks about what's going on in Ohio, Wisconsin, and Florida. I think it is accurate to say that the Florida project for, I guess, the second or third time is dead. There is no further activity to create state-sponsored project between Tampa, Orlando, and Miami. However, a private company, the Florida East Coast Railroad, using its own right-of-way plus about 20 miles to link its right-of-way with Orlando, has announced its intention to create a private passenger railroad into Miami from Jacksonville. Will that happen? I don't know. It's a significant investment. It may well be that the ridership is there, but that is not using any federal dollars at the moment. In Ohio, there are still activities, but not very high key, to find a way to link Milwaukee and Madison by rail, but there aren't any. There's not very much going on. And in did I say Ohio? I meant Wisconsin. In Ohio, the 3C project is DED. It's dead. There's nothing going on. Kevin is typing a question. At least that's what my computer says. Anything else? Does anyone want to speak out loud?
Yes.
Who's that?
Kevin Kessler. Can you hear me? I didn't know this was a live line.
Yes, Kevin, I can hear you. That's yours. Your other option is to unmute your phone and talk to me. So ask your question.
Excellent. Thank you so much. First off, thank you for this briefing. I should say that let people know that don't know me. I'm the chief of rolling stock research and development here at FRA, and I have been engaged in some of the planning and the meetings that have been going on for the past several years in high-speed rail programs. I just wanted to kind of extend one of the remarks you had mentioned about the question about whether federal funding or what will happen with regard to Desert Express. At this point in time, I think it would be unfair to say that final decisions have been made, but it is clear about this, is that our administrator and our secretary as well have made it clear that any program that has federal funds in it will comply with our Buy America requirements, which are levied on us by Congress under the ARRA program, which said simply that all of the components of each train set that is, for each locomotive, each car, each train set that is run in the United States, funded by U.S. dollars for high-speed rail, will be 100% American-made. And so that's an across-the-board requirement. It's being applied to all things that are being purchased in the high-speed rail program, all the rolling stock, and so it's not a new requirement for Desert Express.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate your being on the line and amplifying the points about what's expressed, Desert Express. I should point out to the others that if Kevin is the head of rolling stock, he's one of the people dealing with the issues of modifying existing FRA rules to permit European-style rolling stock to be used on high-speed projects in the United States that are on their own dedicated rights-of-way. And there have been some pretty significant breakthroughs with respect to regulations, and so we owe a debt of gratitude to the FRA. Thank you, Kevin.
Well, thank you. And actually, this has been a cooperative effort involving industry both here and around the world, and of course, all those interested in operating high-speed rail systems in the future. So it's been quite an effort, and we're very nearly to the finish line, and we do indeed have guidance already for waivers to our rules, because the rulemaking process does take some time, to make sure that equipment which is suitably strong to be able to protect occupants adequately can run in the U.S. And in fact, the agency has already granted some waivers for such things to move forward. So we are making some progress there.
Thank you. Are there any other comments, any other questions? Again, to remind you, the forum is open to your comments and questions. I will be giving attention to that between now and next Monday, and I hope that you will join us again at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Western, and various times in between on Monday, I guess that'll be the 16th of September. So thank you. I think we'll wrap up right now.
Let's,
yes?
Can I jump in before you wrap it up, just from the Michigan
Yes.
Tech side a little bit more?
Yes.
So thanks once again from our side too. Thanks for you taking your time to give the lecture. And just for the people online, if you haven't got a chance to look at some of the other courses that we are offering, the High Speed Rail 101, and there will be High Speed Rail 103 offered really soon. The idea of this kind of three-part series is that 101 gives introduction, and you can do it on your own pace. There's some interactive modules, and we are very curious to hear how people like the interactivity and the technology that we've used for those modules. We've used a little bit different technologies. So go ahead and you can enroll also on the 101 course if you want to take a look at some of the basic things. And as I mentioned, hopefully by next week, we will have the High Speed Rail 103 up and running, and that's going to be also do at your own pace. It will have similar lectures than this course does, but they've been pre-recorded by T.C. Cow at the University of Illinois. And there's going to be 3 topics related to, one related to planning, one specifically related to high-speed trains, and one related to high-speed rail track construction. So we're kind of hoping that we can give these 3